Unheard of.
What is up, everybody? Your two favorite boys are back here again in the studio. It's your boys, Jerod and ABG on the left side of the screen, or maybe even the left side of your ears if you're just a listener today. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
so
we
do you have us in stereo like that on like the apps on
no,
like
I
Spotify
don't.
and stuff? Oh, okay. Okay.
It was just something to say.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously we took a little break again, but that's because I've had a sick kid. Uh, Arthur's been traveling for work, and yeah, life's always going on here, but we still
We
try to
back.
get in here. We put a show on. So, having said all that, how's your week been?
Man, my week's been pretty good. Flew out to Washington doing some work, and I really like it out there. It's always beautiful. In my opinion, it's beautiful. It's a little
Yeah,
cold, but like where I'm at, it's like a desert though. So like it's like a dry cold. So like sometimes you'll see people just in t-shirts in like 20-degree weather. But I always think that's pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I like it out there. But did some work, flew back. Now I'm chilling, baby.
hey,
So
hey,
that's pretty much my week. What about you, man?
yeah. Like I said, we had a sick kid, um, so I did do some work this week, but yeah, mostly focusing on the sick ones. Trace started preschool in January, and now he finally brought his first sickness home. It wasn't any of the big things that kids are worried about right now. He tested negative for COVID, RSV, and the flu, so it was just some weird bug, I guess, going through his system.
Yeah, some like
Um,
viral or something.
yeah, but yeah, when the kids are sick, it's a tough thing in the house. But now everybody's better. I've got something going on. I'm a little injured, but that's for another day. Uh, not gonna get into that right now
Not gonna get
on the
into it
show.
today.
Yeah, because it might involve a urgent care visit or something like that later this week. But
Yeah, it's not. It's an ongoing story. It's a developing story.
it's
We haven't.
developing, and
Yeah,
when it
we
comes
haven't.
out, I'll have to be a very vulnerable person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an okay week. Obviously, if you're joining us, you've probably kept up with the news a little bit. And before we get into any of the fun sportsy stuff, we're gonna get right in to the straight shooter topics, which is a lot of people probably been seeing it on the news this week. But obviously, um, we had a balloon from China, from China, as Trump used to say, that was flying over the whole United States, coast to coast, apparently. Um, and it went undetected until it was in Montana, and it only went detected then because it was spotted by aviators on a training exercise and then by civilians. Um, China says, you know what? It is ours, but it's just a weather balloon. But then we find out that there's another balloon floating over Latin America. And we think, okay, they can't possibly have two weather balloons out here. So they, even though Biden said he wanted to shoot it down when they found it in Montana, apparently the military doesn't listen to the president because they waited until Saturday to shoot it down. Once it hit the Atlantic coast, shortly outside of Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, um, which I think is really weird. I know that they're probably worried about debris falling on humans, but there's not a lot of people in Montana. They could have probably shot it down from a good spot, and we would have been able to study it, right? Uh, our enemies' gear. So it's really weird, but yeah, it was not a weather balloon. It was clearly a spy balloon because they had a few floating over the whole world.
Yeah, like how how do you let these balloons go and think that nobody's gonna see them, nobody's gonna shoot them down, nobody's gonna do nothing about it? Is it like it can't just be like a little kid balloon, you know?
No,
Like
it's like a hot air balloon, but it was flying so high, like above where commercial airlines fly and stuff. Like the average person wouldn't have been able to see it for a while.
okay, okay. I didn't know how
Yeah,
high it was.
yeah. It's weird because like I feel like the world is starting to come to a really weird place, and a spy balloon from China is not a good sign, in my opinion.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, I
and
guess. I
yeah,
just feel like if they were really trying to gather information, I don't know if it would it be that overt though,
well,
knowing was gonna get caught.
let's. So they were flying over Billings, Montana, and it is not uncommon knowledge for me to say this. Like this is stuff you can Google, but
Yeah,
Billings,
yeah, yeah,
Montana. So Billings, Montana is home to an Air Force base, Malmstrom Air Force Base. And what is strategic about this Air Force base in Billings is that it houses a lot of our nukes, some
okay,
nukes that can reach the likes of China. And so they're probably trying to gather what's the word, like the heat thermal signatures and stuff like that from
yeah,
underground, trying to see what the size of our puppies are. Um, so I think that's the type of stuff they were looking for because even if you date back to the Cold War, like Russia started putting in nuclear sites in Afghanistan and in Cuba, right? And that's when we started giving them ultimatums. Hey, get these nukes off of Cuba. Even though we hate Cuba, we don't want you to have nukes that close to us. So
yeah,
maybe that's the type of intel they were seeking, but at the same time, I don't know because stuff like that is common knowledge. Some of any thermal signatures can tell you these things. Like we know where China's nukes are. You can Google the maps of where all the nukes are in the whole world. So it's weird. It's weird that they would send a spy balloon like that because at the same time, they still see everything on TikTok. Like those agreements you sign on TikTok,
yeah.
like China ultimately owns TikTok, and so they're seeing everything that the American people are doing anyways.
Well, yeah, but like they're not seeing like military information.
No, they're not. But I think it's weird that we let them fly coast to coast like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was definitely that's definitely crazy. When I saw, well, because when I saw it at first, it was just like somebody was pointing out a balloon, and
Yeah.
then I saw another thing about it, and it was like somebody recording them shooting it down, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I think they were like, "Yeah, we got our Navy's badass,"
Yeah.
and
Well,
and I was just like, I mean, why are they so concerned about this balloon? And then I saw that it was Chinese, and then they said it was a weather balloon. But I didn't hear about the stuff that you were talking about, the flying over the Montana and stuff.
yeah, it was really crazy because the fact that it was noticed in Billings, where, like I said, that's a pretty strategic Air Force base,
Yeah,
is kind of crazy. In some sense. Uh, yeah, man, it's a really weird time because technically we're the ones kind of paying for the war in Ukraine with Russia, and obviously Russia and China's interests are kind of aligned. Um, and Russia knows what we're doing with Ukraine, so I'm sure we're not on great terms with them. But
yeah,
yeah, it's so stupid right now. I mean, I know everybody's got their own opinions. I hate for lives to be lost, but at the same time, I don't think Ukraine's a place that the United States um, should be meddling in. I mean, we've sent hundreds of billions of dollars of equipment and everything
Yeah,
else, and
yeah,
we've got our own inflation problems in the country. Like people are struggling to survive over here too. I mean, granted, it's not a war over here, and I understand that saying that may come off as insensitive, but we got people struggling in the states too, where money like that could be going to.
yeah.
But
But when have they ever given money like that
yeah,
to
they haven't.
people who are struggling in the United States?
Yeah, they haven't, and it probably won't happen soon either because if they can't come to an agreement on this whole debt ceiling thing, we just hit our debt limit. Um, and if the U.S. defaults on the debt, it's going to be an even crazier economy with more inflation and more prices like going up everywhere. Uh, I mean, God, I was just hoping for some housing interference by now from the government because even with the mortgage rates going up, people are still trying to sell their homes for like $600,000 to $700,000 out here. Uh, so payments on those out here would be like 4 to 5 grand, and so we're never going to be able to buy a home out here if prices don't fix themselves.
Yeah, yeah, man. And it seems like just stuff just it keeps happening like that cycle.
Yeah,
We'll have a few good years and then everything will start to crash.
that's what I need right now.
Oh my
Another
goodness.
crash. I'm actually looking at like people getting their homes foreclosed on right now to try and catch a deal. Like, hey, they couldn't make the payments, but maybe we can.
Yeah, I mean, hey man.
Like that episode of Always Sunny trying
Yeah,
to
I would say
buy
like
that
the
foreclosed home.
yes.
Mac tells his kids, "Your parents aren't at work. That's why they lost the house."
Yeah, he said they're probably at the dog races. Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good episode. I like when they break into their house at the end and
yeah,
just to go swimming in their pool.
yeah, that's one of the better ones. Which, by the way, if we really did a 180 here, but if anybody has not checked out the Always Sunny podcast, that podcast is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still like in a few episodes in, just like
yeah,
still at the beginning. I know they had like a bunch of episodes. Um so I have a lot of catching up to do, but it's really good.
yeah. That's one of those better podcasts where it's not entirely focused on rewatching. Like they still just talk and share stories about their lives, and I think it's pretty funny because they'll come in, they'll be like, "Hey, I know I'm not supposed to complain because I'm rich, but this really pissed me off."
Yes, yes. Like and then like I feel like they're super funny, like super funny people. Like
Yeah,
just like outside of them acting in the show that they write, so like it's good.
I do feel like this would be a topic on Always Sunny though, talking about Chinese spies and how they would overthrow the Chinese government, by
Yeah, well
just
they already
finding a
did that
Chinese
episode.
business. Yeah,
There
I thought it was it specifically Chinese? I thought they were Korean or Vietnamese.
it might have been Korean, but it was that fish place.
Oh yeah, I think they were
Um,
Chinese because
yeah,
they did the bar one. Like they were trying to overtake another bar that had the end of a bar hop, remember? And
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
were Korean. Yeah, those were
yeah.
Koreans, but
Yes, that's also a good episode with the girl. And then at the end, when they're about to do the wet T-shirt contest,
oh man.
and she's 12 years old.
Dude, what about the fish episode? The look, obviously if you've listened to this podcast, it is not family friendly. But when they're in the restaurant and Mac and Charlie and Dennis are fighting about cream pies, that's like one of the best sequences
Yeah,
in the
that's the
show.
episode.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
the
I know.
when they do the spy, and I
Yeah,
think it's called the gang spies like us.
yeah,
And when they send D to the fish, what is it? What is it called?
Yeah, it's like
The
a fish.
factory.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she like gets her hair stuck in that machine.
yeah. And then it directly affects them at the restaurant trying to order
Yeah,
the
she's trying to
fish.
order fish because she gets the place shut down. Like she falls off a ladder and stuff. Like it's so funny. That's a good episode.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, Chinese Spies to Always Sunny. Great segue, but it's not any of our topics. Uh, Speaking of Always Sunny, um, but Always Sunny is based in Philadelphia. And leading into our next topic, do you know what else is happening out of Philadelphia? The Super Bowl
The Super
teams.
Bowl.
We have one based out of Philly. It's the Eagles versus
It kind of
the
sounds like
Kansas
your
City
segue
Chiefs.
was trying to be like the Super Bowl's in Philadelphia this year.
Yeah, I had to
So
change it up.
you got out of it. You said the Super Bowl teams.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Eagles are based out of Philadelphia because the Super Bowl is in Arizona this year.
It is. It's in Arizona, but Philly's in the Super Bowl, and
Bro,
I
did you
gotta
see
say,
this? I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you see this stat? I saw that it said who it doesn't matter whichever team wins in the Super Bowl, they'll
yeah,
have more wins at the Arizona's uh, stadium than Arizona had this season at their stadium.
hey, what are you gonna do? Kyler, Kyler Murray and that whole team sucks. I'm
Yeah,
surprised he got a contract extension because he's injured half the season, and now he's got that torn like ACL, so he might be injured most of next
well,
season too. Uh,
he
so
might
they
be
should
able
have
to come
never
back
given that
from it.
money. Yeah, maybe when they're already 0-6, 0-7,
Yeah, I
they
feel like
can't even find a head coach.
they had that big setback with D Hop, or during the off season.
Yeah, now they're talking about trading him.
Really?
Yeah, that's like big news. They're gonna try and trade D Hop.
I think I heard about that actually. Yeah, that's gonna suck. They're then they just lost JJ Watt too.
Yeah,
Like that team's gonna be in the dirt for a
yeah,
for a
because they
long time.
they signed Kyler to a long term deal too, so they're gonna suck for a while. But um, yeah. So the NFC, right? Obviously, Philly is, uh, the conference winner,
Yes.
but a lot of people are disrespecting Philly, and I don't like it because you'll see it on the media where Philly had it easy, right? Like 49ers lost all their quarterbacks. So they had the number one defense, and they still let Philly score 38 on them.
I was about to say like that doesn't take away their defense at all. I mean, the 49ers have a really good defense, but I
Yeah,
mean the Eagles just have the number one offense.
I think Philly's team is just so complete.
Yeah,
Like there's people everywhere on their team, and their lines on both sides of the ball are really good. Like their offensive and defensive line is amazingly good. And obviously 49ers, I mean, they were already on their third string going into the game. I know Brock Purdy's been playing lights out,
I was about to
but
say. I mean, it would have been a much better game if he had never got injured.
yeah, I just think a lot of people said Philly had it easy. I disagree because they said you could plug and play any quarterback, like even Minshew, and he would have gotten them to the Super Bowl. I don't think so because Minshew lost them a game against Dallas at the end of the season when Jalen was hurt.
Yeah,
So
and you want to talk about a plug and play system? I mean, you look at the 49ers. They went through four.
yeah,
They went through four quarterbacks. The fourth one, of
exactly.
course, right at the end. But they went to four, and then they had to cycle back to three.
It's true.
Um, but yeah, and then like they still made it to the NFC Championship, even with going through three quarterbacks throughout the regular season. To have your third string quarterback go, 7-0,
Yeah,
is a huge testament to your coaching, or at least it should be.
yeah, man. I don't know. Kyle Shanahan, he schemes really well during the regular season. but something about that postseason that gets them there at the end every time. This year it was injuries. I think I lost your audio. I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I kind of touched my headphone cord, and then everything decided to mess up all at once. But I'm back
All
now.
good. Uh,
But
yeah,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
Yeah,
I
Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, he's had some tough shakes. But like I said, I mean, the 49ers should still be good next season.
it
Um,
should be.
still going to be a team to watch. Oh man, and how about Denver getting
Sean
all
Payton.
Sean Payton, baby? What did they
Yeah,
what did they send? What did New
it's in
Orleans
like a
get?
it's in like a first and second round, I think. So Denver is basically trading away all their picks
Yeah,
and betting on Russell Wilson and Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Yeah, that's where they're putting all their chips at. And I mean,
And they just
listen,
let the defensive coordinator go, and the defense was like the best thing about the team.
I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting season. They're going to be a good team to watch next season, just
I,
off
w-
having Sean Payton alone.
I will say he sucked like pretty much all season, but those last couple games where Hackett wasn't the coach,
Yeah,
Russell actually played pretty good. Like he wasn't just like a dumpster fire. He actually played some decent games there at the end.
yeah,
So maybe it was all Nathaniel Hackett, but they say Coach Payton is gonna coach Russ a little bit harder. Like he's not gonna get all these privileges he got with Nate Hackett.
yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it because I mean, I've definitely thought that Denver was going to be at least better than what they were, you know,
And
going
if they're
into the
not,
season.
I don't think the fans care. Like they like Sean Payton, but I guarantee if he makes some dumb moves, they'll also be booing him within the first few games.
Oh
Because
yeah, I mean, hey, listen, if I feel like this is a risky move on Peyton's part. I mean,
yeah,
if I'm him, I got to deal with Fox. You know, I'm on TV and stuff. Like I don't I wouldn't care about coaching no more. But
yeah,
he decided to go back. I feel like he's making a very risky move. I mean, I wouldn't call it risky that much. You know, the worst that could happen is they lose. He might get fired,
yeah,
but he'd probably just go right back to Fox. Or I don't know.
yeah.
Tom Brady.
He probably will.
Tom Brady might scoop his Fox deal up, dude. Who do you get a deal with?
It's Fox. It's like three
That's
hundred and
what I thought.
seventy-five million for 10 years.
Yes, bro, for 10 years. They said they were surprised about his ability to um talk about
Talk
football,
as if he's not the
basically.
greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, like, well, look, we know that you played at a really high level for the past 20 years. But we're kind of surprised that you can actually talk about how well you played.
Yeah,
How and about the game that you played well.
yeah, man. They got some crazy money to spend out, but
Oh yeah.
Peyton
That's
and
that
Denver is
Disney
gonna be
money,
weird.
baby.
Yeah, but Peyton and
Um
Denver, that's gonna be a weird thing. Hopefully, they at least make it back to the playoffs because Denver, their fans, man, they out here they think that their team has been ready to win for some time, and now I'm making these big bets on Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. If it doesn't pay off soon, they better have some pissed off fans out here.
That's true. Um, do you think that Peyton Manning will ever go to coaching?
No,
You don't think so?
no. I wish he would, but I think he's more interested in ownership
Yeah.
because what was it? I was watching a Manning cast on a Monday night football game, and he said that he answered this question. Maybe it was on an interview, but yeah, somebody asked him if he would try to get into coaching by starting to be an offensive coordinator or something, and then moving into head coaching and all that.
Yeah.
He said he's the offensive coordinator for his son's like eighth grade middle school team, and they're terrible. And he said when the eighth graders come after you, like it's a different feeling. He's like, I don't know if I could take this from grown men.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I mean, he's obviously just being funny, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, he's all into the production stuff now though. Like he's making a killing with ESPN and like Omaha
Oh yeah,
Productions that he started. So
yeah.
who cares?
They're
I
doing
think
all the
he
Pro Bowl
really
stuff and stuff like that. Like, I mean,
Pro Bowl freaking flag football game. What a joke! But what
you
a
know,
joke!
no, it doesn't make for good TV, in my opinion. But I don't know.
They got Tyrod Taylor. Not Tyrod. They got what's his name? Like Brett Hundley, who had more interceptions than he did touchdowns in the 3 games he started in Baltimore.
Are you talking
And
about
he's
Caleb
playing in the
Huntley?
yeah, Caleb Huntley. And he's in the Pro Bowl.
He is. I don't know how that happened. But I saw he
It's a
was doing
joke.
the skills throw, and I was
Yeah,
like, why the hell is he there? Did he take
man.
Lamar's place?
I don't know. I think the Pro Bowl is an absolute joke now.
I mean, it
They
is.
they might as well just keep it as a naming system. Hey, you made the Pro Bowl this year. Okay, thanks. Like
You think?
it's
But
like
do you think the players do you think they want to have a all out game?
no,
Yeah. So I
no.
mean, I feel like this is the best they can do with what the players want.
I don't even think they want a flag football game. Look at how many players didn't show up.
Fair enough.
I mean, because even I was watching a video today because they got Eli Manning mic'd up. Dude, half the players seem disinterested. Like they don't want to be there at all. The ones that are there, and I thought it used to be fun, man, back in the day. Like especially when they had it in Hawaii, and all these players are there and they're actually playing. But now everybody thinks they're worth $100 million, and
Yeah.
they don't want to play no more. So it is what it is. I think you might as well cut your losses and admit that it's dead. But oh well.
Bro, have you been seeing those memes? The or like that the football player that he went on that podcast and said that the NFL
Oh
was scripted,
yeah,
and then like just all the memes on Twitter about the scripts and stuff.
yeah,
I like that. I saw one. I mean, I know this is a dig on our team, but it was at one time that Tom Brady was it like he was like in court or something, and like he was like turning
yeah.
around, looking around, and he was like making that like smile face, and it was like Tom Brady watching Matt Ryan come into the script reading for the for the Super Bowl of 2017.
Man, if there's ever been a time where I thought stuff was scripted, that would be a time. And the Super Bowl team that's in here, the Kansas City Chiefs, they had a play in that championship game that made it seem really rigged. When they were basically given an extra third down. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it's rigged. It's too tough to say that because
no, nobody
like
actually
Jerry
thinks it's
Jones.
rigged.
No, like come on now, Jerry Jones. He's he's got the biggest franchise in the NFL, and he hasn't won a Super Bowl in almost 30 years. So I mean, I don't think it's rigged.
Yeah,
If it was, he would have won another couple by now.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. If it if it was it, if people thought it was rigged, I don't think it would turn into all the memes like it did. But I saw some I saw some real good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Is Damar Hamlin having a heart attack on the field part of the script? I don't think
yeah,
so.
I saw one like that too. It was like Damar Hamlin reading his script for that game. And it was like a dude who's like his heart was like beating out his chest. Oh yeah, man, that was good. There was some good memes.
Man, I really thought it was going to be the Bengals, but I don't know. And a lot of people are coming for Joe Burrow, but he actually did not do a lot of the smack talk. Like it was his teammates that was saying all that crazy stuff. And yeah, I still think Joe Burrow is that dude. But I
Oh,
mean,
there's no way he
yeah,
doesn't make more championship appearances, Super Bowl appearances. He's not done.
yeah. It's just that I mean he has already beaten the Chiefs like 3 times in a row before that. Like the Chiefs had to get one at some point. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just that's just part of the game. But yeah, Joe Burrow is to me tiers above Josh Allen because for whatever reason, man, Josh Allen, he's really good during the regular season, but man, he gets really lazy with the ball in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He just
Careless.
throws it up there and he's like, "Hey,
Careless.
whatever happens happens."
Um yeah, and I mean I don't I always think that that Buffalo is gonna be, that team, especially with their high powered offense every year they get me.
They could have they really got to invest in the running game. If they could invest in the running game,
Come
they
on,
would
bro.
have a really good
They
team.
got Devin Singletary, bro. That's all they need.
No. No. They got to get a guy because they can't rely on Josh Allen to do like 75% of the running.
I mean they I feel like Singletary did end up running a lot more
Well,
than like.
Cook was doing a bulk load at the end.
Yeah, he was seeing a lot more touches at the end. Um, but
I
yeah,
don't know, bro.
I don't know what's wrong with Buffalo.
I mean, like I said, I think it's the running game because Josh Allen thinks he's got to do everything, and like you said, he gets careless. So he tries to play hero ball way too much, and it ends up costing them more than it does helping them out.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, and uh, and another thing about the whole Kansas City game with Cincinnati, I man, I don't know how injured Pat Mahomes really was because aside from one play when he did, pull his ankle up, he was like he looked fine to me out there. He was,
I mean he was doing a lot of limping.
yeah, but he was dealing the ball. Like I don't know. I guess they shot up a lot of medication in that ankle before he went out there.
They had to.
Uh, yeah, so he could be numb, but I don't know. A lot of people call it the ankle game, like the flu game for MJ. But I think you got to be in the championship to call it a game. Like when people say the Minnesota Miracle, like when Stephon Diggs had that catch from Case Keenum. Oh wow, you got past the first round. Whoa, whoop de doo! Like Minnesota Miracle, you made it past the first round. You didn't get a
That's
championship out of
I
it
mean
or
that's a
anything.
big moment though.
No, it's not. I mean, in hindsight, it's a really cool way to end a game and win it. But if it doesn't lead to a Super Bowl, like why call it something like the Minnesota Miracle? You didn't get
So
nothing out of it.
when you have moments like this season when that game against the Colts and the Vikings when the Vikings
Yeah.
came back from 38 down.
Mm.
Um
Yeah. It was like 33.
38 33
Yeah.
or no, it's 35, I think.
Uh,
Anyways, uh I mean, you have moments like that. Like what? I mean, they didn't end up going to the Super Bowl. The
yeah. So
Minnesota didn't.
so who cares?
So it's not. So it. So you're saying it's not a big moment though?
If okay, I'd say it was a big moment if it was the last game of the season. The Vikings needed that game to get to the playoffs. Like it was a win and you're in, and you're down by 33 points to start it. But they were already
It
having a
was
decent
33.
season. They were already having a decent season. They were going to make the playoffs. So in hindsight, that game means nothing.
I don't know, man. I feel like the when you're in that moment, especially if you're a fan of the team, and something like that happens,
Yeah,
that's like this season
it's a,
when the Falcons beat the Panthers after DJ Moore took his helmet
yeah.
off, And after he got that touchdown, like if I was in that stadium, I would I would
Yeah,
still be talking about that moment, how it made me feel. Like hell, I saw it on TV and I felt great about
yeah,
it.
it's a good story, but like I hate it when they give it a big nickname like the Minnesota Miracle. Like
Fair enough. Fair
I'm
enough.
just saying, yeah, we'll talk about stories that we saw on TV or maybe we were there for the game. But if you dub a play something as big as Minnesota Miracle and you didn't get a championship out of it, that is
All
crazy to
right,
me.
that's fair enough. I'm on your side now.
I mean, like, because if it took them to the Super Bowl and they won, right, different story. Now we can
Yeah.
have a whole story about based on the Minnesota Miracle where
Now it's
they,
the Minnesota Miracle.
yeah, but yeah, stuff like that is dumb. I think um, Kansas City versus Philly, man, it's going to be, to me, I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know,
I
bro. I it might be a good game, but it also the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles are winning, and
they're
they
pretty
might
loaded.
end up winning big, bro.
Nah, I don't think they're going to win big. I just Pat Mahomes is kind of like Tom Brady. Like he never really lets the team get destroyed. You know, like I just feel because I'm gonna put my money on the Eagles. I'm gonna say the Eagles win
Yeah,
just
Eagles
because
are winning.
their team is so loaded. But I don't. I'll tell you what. I think they win like 35-28 by a touchdown. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think Pat Mahomes he'll go tit for tat.
I say it's gonna be 41 to 41-28.
Jeez. All right, but we both got Eagles.
Yeah, both got Eagles.
So we're gonna look like fools if Kansas City comes back and wins next weekend. Um,
It could happen. I just don't
yeah,
know, man. I mean, I feel like Philadelphia, they're like you said, they're just a really good, complete team. Um, they never really look like they struggled too
yeah,
much this whole season. And the Chiefs, um, I don't know. I feel like at times they haven't really looked all that good. They just have a
yeah.
lot of weapons. Um, but I mean, I've seen them struggle against uh, who did they struggle against? Houston this
Yeah,
season.
they did, and they
Um,
and they lost to the Colts.
yeah, so you know, I don't
Yeah,
know. They
that,
they might be able to bring it, uh,
that's true.
this week or next week, but who knows?
Jalen Hurts also has one of those stories because he got disrespected at Alabama where they pulled
Yeah,
him from the championship game and put two in,
and
who
put
obviously
two
came
in.
back to beat our Bulldogs that first time. But then he
Don't
goes to
you don't have to
Oklahoma.
bring Georgia into the situation.
Look,
You
bro,
can
I
we
had
can
to do
skip
it,
over
but we
Georgia.
are back-to-back champions.
Shut up, shut up.
But
Um,
but then he goes
then
to Oklahoma,
yeah, he goes to
retools
Oklahoma,
himself. Yeah, he just puts his head down and works, man. Like, and now he's in a Super Bowl.
and now everybody's like, oh, for Georgia. I mean, Georgia. God damn. Now you got me on Georgia. Alabama quarterback
Back-to-back championships, Georgia
go,
Bulldogs.
going to the Super Bowl, man. I'm like, nah, bro. He Oklahoma
Nah,
quarterback.
yeah, Oklahoma's got a quarterback in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. But
Oklahoma and Texas Tech.
um, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the Eagles, they pretty much got this, and I'm so ready to see uh how Philadelphia reacts to
I,
them winning a Super Bowl
uh,
for
yeah, they're gonna burn down the city. I thought you was about to say something different because I was gonna talk about it. I thought you was gonna
What?
say you were so ready to see the halftime performance by Rihanna instead of the
Oh, I
whole
mean,
game too.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, if she, I'm excited to see Rihanna. I hope she is performing some new stuff because Rihanna,
Yeah,
we need some new music, please, ma'am. Um, but if not, even if not, it's still gonna be a good show. I know that much for sure.
true. Um, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game. Gonna be a good game to end the football season here. Um, as we move on to our final topics, I think we've both been watching some different stuff lately. Something I did with Tiff this week was we had like a cheap movie date night at the house. Um, I got some popped popcorn, like from a Subway, right, where they pop popcorn, Um, brought it home, popped some wine out, and we actually rented the Megan movie from Prime Video because you can rent it even though it's in theaters right now.
Yeah,
Um, so we watched that, which I thought it was really good. Um, I liked it. I liked it a lot. So did Tiff. So it was a good thing to watch. Obviously, folks, hopefully next time we get on here, I can say I've watched The Last of Us because I'm going through some stuff. But I'll,
as we hinted to in the beginning of the show, Jared is in fact going through some stuff right now. Um,
but obviously, I hear it's really good. I'll get your opinion on it. Um, and then we never saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So we're probably going
it's,
to watch that this weekend since it's
yeah, I
on
say
Disney
it's on
Plus
Disney
now.
Plus. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah, man. And would you
what
say
about what about Avatar? Y'all never went to go see Avatar, or did you go see it?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's still in theater, so I might use one of my movie pass tokens on it.
For sure. I'm
Um,
telling you, go do it.
and we'll probably talk more about The Last of Us in the next episode. But is your opinion a lot like everybody else's? Where so far, 3 episodes in, this is the best adaptation of a video game into like television and film?
Chef's Kiss is so good, and it's not a full like one to one. Like this is the video game served up to you on video form.
Mm,
It's just, just like just the cutscenes, but
yeah,
I feel like they kind of want to make a full, make this a long thing, like a whole world, kind of like a Walking Dead, kind of like any other TV shows, and I think they're doing a really good job at it as of right now. The
and
first 3 episodes in,
you hear they're renewed for season 2, and immediately everybody's minds goes, "Oh crap, here we go." Last of Us
I'm
Part
ready.
2.
I love The
Yeah.
Last of Us Part Two. I
Yeah, yeah.
Me personally.
Well, we're just talking about the removal of a character. Not that the story isn't good.
Are you talking about? Yeah, you're talking about the death of that character. I mean, hey
Yeah.
man, you know. I feel like the way they're going, I feel like they can at least get 3 episodes. I mean, 3 episodes, 3 seasons
Yeah.
with what they have right
Yeah,
now. Um,
because the actress has to grow up a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, it takes HBO shows forever to go through a production cycle.
You're not wrong.
So I feel like they could do like the whole first game this season because that's what
Yeah.
they said they were gonna do, and then I feel like in season two could be that like show them actually growing that community that you see eventually in The Last of Us um, Part Two.
Yeah.
From that 5 year break, so they could show that and then get into a little bit of The Last of Us Part Two in season two, and then keep going with season three. And then by then, hopefully, Naughty Dog will have released more The Last of Us content that they could base their TV show off of.
True. Um. Yeah.
I need a part three. Like I can't have it just like part one and part two. Like I
Yeah,
need a three. But
makes sense.
but yeah, really on the TV show side of it though, like I said, like it's not one to one. They did make changes. Uh, they have added characters, like
Yeah,
added like little side stories and stuff that they didn't have in the show. But then they have, I mean, in the game, but then they have done some scenes directly
yeah.
from the game at the same time. So it's that nice little blend of it being its own thing, and then it still being true to its
Yeah.
source material. So, and I mean,
Of
the source
course.
material is amazing. So, of course, the
Yeah.
TV show is going to be amazing. So, I love it.
And everybody loves zombies anyway. So like, if you just write it well enough, people are gonna love it. Um, yeah. Um, sweet.
You
I
got
gotta
anything?
watch
You
it.
got anything else for The Last of Us?
No, no, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
Okay, okay. Um,
I said I'm going through some stuff. But
yeah, he is. But
I
but
think
yeah,
I think by the next episode I'll have watched it.
it's a good show. And Tiff, if you're listening to this, which I know you're not, you should watch The Last of Us with your
Yeah,
husband. It's that good. Um,
sweet.
but another show I have been watching is the damn Righteous Gemstones, bro. That show,
Right.
and you said you'd seen it, so
I have.
like that show. When I got into the first season, the only reason why I started watching it is because I saw on Twitter there was this like question that was like, what's a performance, like a song from a TV show that you love, not ironically, because it's like that good or something like
Yeah,
that. And it was Misbehaving. It was Baby Billy and
yeah,
Judy, not Judy Lee. What is the mom's name? Amy Lee.
yeah.
Doing Misbehaving. And I saw that and I was like, okay, that's a pretty good performance. And then I saw John Goodman. And I was like, okay, because I knew that Danny McBride was in the Righteous Gemstones, but I didn't know that Adam, what is his name, Devine.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in it. Mm. But
It's a pretty all-star cast.
it's a really good cast, and so yeah, I saw John Goodman and that guy who plays Baby Billy, and
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta watch this. And so anybody who hasn't seen it before, it's about this family who basically run a mega church in is it North Carolina or South Carolina?
I think it's North.
Okay, in North Carolina. So it's a huge church, and I guess like the premise of the first season is there's this tape of the dad. What's the dad's name?
You talking about Jesse?
No, not one. Yeah, Jesse. He's the son, but I was saying John Goodman. John Goodman's character's son, uh, who's played by Danny McBride, is has this video that he doesn't want leaked to the public, and yeah, so it's kind of like a mystery. Like I guess every season is a so far because there's two seasons is a mystery.
Yeah,
So
it's
under
pretty
the
good.
guise of big Christian of big church.
It it's so good because it's so true in some areas too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like like especially like us coming from a small town, um, being in church and stuff. Like you see like these personalities, and it's
yeah,
like like the people. Like you can name a person who acts just like this character. I feel like Danny McBride did a really good job of like not being totally disrespectful to these people that the show is based
Yeah.
off of. Um, showing that they have a human side, but just like also poking fun at them at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think it's a good show. A lot of people, if you haven't watched it, yeah, keep an eye out on it. I watched it after a binge of like Danny McBride stuff. Like I'd never seen Eastbound and Down on HBO, and I watched that and thought it was hilarious. And I saw Righteous Gemstones, so I started watching that too. And I was like, oh man,
yeah, bro, I
this shit is
saw.
good.
I hadn't seen Eastbound and Down or anything yet. I hadn't seen it. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, that was the first Danny McBride show I saw. Oh, he has Vice Principals too.
Yeah,
Um, this is the first Danny McBride show I've seen, and I promise you it won't be the last one because like it's so good. Just like and also just like the way that they talk to each other,
yeah,
like how the characters interact to just like coming from um, having siblings, just like the way that the siblings talk to each other, like reminds me
yeah.
of
It's pretty real.
me and my sister and my brother. Like it's classic. I think Judy is my favorite character
Yeah,
for sure.
she's good.
I feel like she is written so
Yeah,
well, and then I feel like for the flashback scenes, the kids who play Jesse and Judy and Kelvin, I feel like they do such a good job of matching their adult counterparts on how they act
yeah, they do.
and how they talk, and it's just. Uh, I don't think I've seen another show that funny in a while.
Yeah, it's a good one. All y'all that checked it out, or all y'all that hopefully check it out after listening or watching. Um, yeah, folks, that's what we've been into as of late. Um, another good show. Another good show. As we get into our closing thoughts here, folks. You know, you can find me on Twitter at Jared Evans. And if I had any closing thoughts, it would be simply to sometimes think before you take care of your body, because sometimes taking care of your body can lead to harmful situations. And, doctors are supposed to be there to help us, but I feel betrayed this week um, by the healthcare system. And it's just personal. I mean, I feel like my situation should have been able to seen it coming, but
Yeah,
oh well, I got to live another day. So
and he's still with us.
I guess it's all right. Yeah, I'm still with us. Uh, I'm still here for now. For now, we'll see how the week goes. Uh, but yeah, obviously it's a big time for sicknesses moving around. So stay healthy, stay happy, and now I'll pass it over to ABG.
Yeah. Closing thoughts for me. I don't know. Have a good week, everybody. Um, go go try to do something fun. Go read a book. Go do that thing that you've been uh, putting off. You know, make
Yeah,
make that a goal this week if anybody uh, would want to do that. Also, I would be I would be a damn fool to not mention that my mom's birthday is it's coming because today is
hey,
Saturday
hey,
and her birthday is tomorrow on Sunday. But um, when this comes out on Monday, obviously it will be past her birthday. So happy belated birthday, Mama! I just want you to know that I acknowledged you on the show before your birthday.
hey,
So
happy
technically, I'm the
birthday!
first. Technically, I'm the first kid to tell you happy birthday. So like, you know,
Gotta put that out there.
not saying that I'm the best one you got, but I might be. So yeah, happy birthday, Mama. Love you. And also, you can find me on Twitter at young without the O underscore ABG. And then you see down here, it's still underneath me, right? Or is it underneath you on your screen?
It's underneath your side.
Okay, cool. You see down here, this is where you can find us everywhere at unheard_of_pod. And I don't dare not to say everywhere because at least here, these places.
That's right.
Are the places that you can find us at unheard_of_pod. So thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you guys aren't just like refreshing your pages every week, just like, damn, where they at? We gotta like give y'all some updates, like no show this week or stuff like that. Are you do that on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
yeah.
So yeah, then you know that we didn't have a show the past few weeks. So now we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
That's all I got because I feel like I'm being awkward
now. Yeah, folks. So, looking forward to the next one. And as always, we love you, we hear you, and we hope you hear us. Hear it unheard of.
Unheard of.